Hello and welcome to the Elevate podcast. I'm your host, Patricia Nowakowski. I am a salon owner, educator, mindset, and leadership coach that helps salon owners go from overwhelmed and burnt out to motivated and empowered. It is my mission to help you systemize your business, generate more profit, and create a career that you are absolutely in love with. Join us every week to learn about the small shifts you can make to elevate your business regarding mindset, marketing, social media, business systems, and so much more. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Elevate podcast. On today's episode, we're going to be chatting about the 5 main components that really go into creating a thriving, successful salon. I actually got inspired to create today's podcast because, of course, I was scrolling through the good old Facebook and I was in one of the salon owners groups and I saw a post about a salon owner who newly opened her salon and she was 2 months behind on her rent because she could not find stylists to work for her business. And I believe she was a rental salon as well, which I think rental salons are a little bit more difficult at this point in time to find stylists unless you're really doing everything right. You have a solid brand, you have a beautiful space. They do still crave leadership in this role as a stylist. So we're going to go over the 5 main components that I believe attribute to being a successful salon owner and the things that you really should focus on when you are thinking about opening a salon, or if you're currently a new salon owner or even an old salon owner who isn't finding success in the moment. Wondering what it's like to work with me? Want to know what I've tried and tested in my salon and how you can create more freedom as a salon owner? I'm excited to offer an exciting way to get my coaching lessons to you in our podcast subscription. The Elevate Insider is an inside look into my coaching calls and includes exclusive content from me. These episodes contain coaching lessons and the exact steps you need to take to grow your salon. Plus, you'll receive special PDFs and supporting documents so that you can easily take action. To learn more and to become an insider, visit opulentbeautypro.com/insider or find an episode of the Elevate Insider on Apple Podcasts. So first and foremost, focusing on your leadership, people want to work for somebody, not someplace. Really, the main thing that's going to attract stylists is you as the owner, who you are, what you offer, and your brand, what kind of experience you provide for them. If you aren't leading your team, someone else will in your salon as well. So if you're a salon owner who feels like your team manages you instead of the other way around, it's because you truly need to work on your leadership. People want to work for somebody who does have influence. Are you influential on social media? Are you influential in the community? Are you influential in our career? Because that is very enticing for stylists. So when we're talking about leadership and we're talking about really kind of understanding what type of leader you are, you really need to have the ability to self-reflect and to truly look at yourself and your flaws and your strengths to understand what type of leadership is happening inside of your business. You want to be able to identify and address any toxic behaviors and transform them so you can truly be the positive leader that your team needs. Here's how to tell if your leadership is on point. I want you to ask yourself these questions. Does your team complete tasks without micromanaging? If your team does things that they're supposed to do in your salon, it's because they trust and respect you. You shouldn't have to ask them to do the things that are a part of their job description. So if you don't have to micromanage your team and your team does what they need to do, that means your leadership is on point. Does your team show up as their best? Do they show up for each other? Are they happy to be there? Is your team growing? Are they open to getting critiqued? These are the things that will really show where you are as a leader when you can answer those questions and get positive answers for them. So when we talk about improving our leadership, right, we really need to see the areas that are growing and the areas that we're not, and what areas in our business are stagnant. The next component that really creates success is your team growth. There are really only 5 main components that you need to focus on in order to create a successful stylist, right? There's professionalism, their technical skill, client experience, communication, and sales. These are the areas that stylists really need to focus on to truly create success in their business. So team growth is crucial for the success of your salon, and you can't do everything. You really need your team to help you grow a thriving business. Not only is having a solid team growth plan important for you as the owner so you can track your success in your leadership, but it's also important to provide fulfillment and to create a tangible way to track their success as well. So however that looks for your business, having a solid growth plan and focusing on team growth is really important to have a successful business. You also need to focus on building your business. How we build our business is really building a foundation for solid success. So what does building your business mean? It means you have solid core values. It means you have solid communication for clients, your team, for your leadership. It also means that you've got solid systems in place, policies, procedures, and processes. And it also means that you have the ability to hire and fire, which I see so many salon owners struggle with both of those. Hiring is a huge, huge struggle for so many salon owners. If you are a salon owner and you are having trouble with hiring, on our YouTube channel, we have a whole class from our program. We retired some of the courses from our program and I just uploaded them to YouTube for people to access at any time to help build their business. But we have a Build Your Team on YouTube. If you are struggling with hiring, head on over to YouTube. We'll put the link in the show notes. And you should definitely check out this free course that I've uploaded there. And it will go into all of the things that you need to do as an owner. It mainly starts with you, by the way, but it goes into how to really attract team members and how to hire the right people. And that is the building of your business. So when we're building our business, that means we're doing things proactively and intentionally to build what we've created to create the results that we want, right? And that goes into being sure that we have all the things that our business runs smoothly and that we can actually grow the revenue in our business and grow our team. Now, not only is building your business important, but growing your business is important. Now, when we think about growing the business, now that is taking the structures and all of the things that we put into place, policies, procedures, and, growing our team. Growing our business is marketing, social media, learning how to sell, creating a solid client funnel, creating multiple revenue streams, and this also goes into hiring. So when we think about actually building something, let's just say we want to grow a plant. We have to get a pot. We have to put dirt in it, right? We have to plant the seeds. So that would be essentially the building portion of building your business, right? It's creating the structure. It's creating the ability to actually grow something. Watering the plant every day. Now that is where we're putting the effort in, we're putting the time in, we're caring for the plant. Maybe we're fertilizing the plant and then the plant grows into something magnificent. It's the same thing for our business. We have to build the structure and then we have to put the time and effort in to actively grow it so we can actually see the results that we want. So understanding marketing, social media, understanding people are like, oh, don't sell, we're artists. No. When you're in business, you need to learn how to sell. You have to sell yourself. You have to sell your services. You have to sell your experience. You have to sell your team. You need to know how to sell. You shouldn't have a business if you don't know how to sell. A commissioned stylist needs to know how to sell. It's about the ability to talk to our clients and converting our clients into the things that they need for their hair to solve their problems. That's all selling it is. Selling is not bad. It is not a bad thing. I know there's a stigma around it, but that is our job. It's our job to create connection. It's our job to create an experience. It's our job to solve problems. And when we think about it in that way, selling really isn't hard. right? But selling is a part of business. It's a part of all businesses. You shouldn't go into doing hair to be a starving artist. And I think a lot of companies, especially a certain coaching company, that's like what they thrive off of. Oh, don't be salesy, be an artist. No, you don't want to be a starving artist. You want to be a rich influencer. That's what you want to be. So you need to learn how to sell. And then the last pillar for a successful salon is really understanding your finances, understanding your overhead, understanding your break-even number, understanding the cost of your product and the cost of your services, the cost of your overhead, so you know how to price appropriately. Understanding your finances is really, really important to having a thriving business. And don't get me wrong, not everyone should handle this in their business. If this is something that is out of your wheelhouse, you need to make sure that you have the finances to hire somebody to do this in your business for you. So many salon owners go into running their business blindly, and then they end up not understanding the true cost it takes to run even a business that breaks even. And they get themselves into a world of trouble, and it ends up being more of a stress than it does something that provides fulfillment for them and for their team. Financial stress is the worst thing for you and your business. It is hard to be a really good leader when you feel financially stressed. So the only way that we're going to not feel stress is when we are educated and have the knowledge to understand what it takes and what we need in order to be successful. So those are my 5 pillars. It's leadership, it's team growth as in a growth plan for your team, it's learning how to build the structure of your business, so building the foundations of your business, knowing how to grow your business with marketing and social media and selling, and then understanding your finances. I hope today's episode was beneficial for you. If you loved today's episode, please be sure to share with your friends and be sure to leave us a review. Also, make sure you subscribe. If you want to get the accompanied PDFs that go along with today's episode, we are going to give you a free copy of our salon budget and a free copy of our growth plan. And that is a part of our subscription. You can join the Elevate Insider by clicking the link below or just subscribing through Apple Podcast. Thanks for tuning in to the Elevate podcast. If you loved this episode, it would mean the world to me if you would leave a review on Apple Podcast or wherever you listen. The Elevate podcast is hosted by me, Patricia Nowakowski, and is produced by Opulent Beauty Pro. To receive my free business guides, visit opulentbeautypro.com/free or click the link in the show notes. You can find me on Instagram at Opulent Beauty Pro or at Patricia_Nowakowski_OBS. If you love this show, please consider subscribing, and we will see you next week.